Okay. Vasily thought best idea maybe to begin with fundamentals of weapon. And most fundamental aspect of weapon is safety. So I will teach you 4 rules about weapon safety. The way Vasily learned is treat, never keep. Treat every weapon as if loaded. Never point at anything you do not intend to shoot. Keep your finger off the trigger until you intend to shoot. And what was fourth? Was it keep babushka always happy? No, it was keep the weapon unsafe until you intend to fire. I will demonstrate this today by not pointing weapon at cats or people, but maybe at the communists or the fascists. So, speaking about safe, you say, Vasily, what is safe? I am a stupid. You are stupid. This is weapon safety. When I want to shoot, I will flick this from safe to fire. Note I am pointing weapon away from people. There is no people in house. There is no cats in the safety. Then I put the weapon back on safe. See, I always keep my finger here because I do not intend to fire. Now, if I wanted to, I would take off safety and then I would pull trigger to fire. But the weapon is not loaded, so it would not fire. Now, this is AR-15. This is not assault weapon. It could be used to assault as a weapon, but it is not an assault weapon. Assault weapon usually has in here, will go from safe to semi, which here is say is fire, but would be semi for semi-automatic, meaning every time I pull trigger, it will go bang, 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 bang. It would have a third function, which as you can see this does not, because it would flick then this way. It would say auto or full, which every time I pull trigger, it would go bang, 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 until I let go of trigger. That is called fully automatic. It's quite nice and very useful and much fun. But for the most part, civilian people have very difficult time acquiring such weapons because they are expensive. Like good borscht, they are worth keeping though. I do not have any because I cannot spend this money on these weapons. Maybe someday, but not right now. Right now, Vasily focus on simple things in life. For example, this weapon. Now, anatomy of weapon is, we'll start at buttstock, which is in the ass end of weapon, back. You put this against your shoulder, not your face, don't be stupid. This is the rear side. This is where you look through to point at the communists. This is the grip, where you grip the gun, stupid. This is the magazine well, where the magazine goes in. Then there is the safety selector, where you select safety. Always select safety. Don't ever think of not selecting safety, unless you intend to fire. If I turn around, you will see the magazine release, which releases the magazine. Aha, camera is shifting, very shifty. Next, you will notice the barrel. This is where the bullet fires out of. According to US federal law, minimum length of barrel has to be 16.5 inches in order to not be considered a short barrel rifle, which requires a permit and taxes to be paid before background check can be done, and then you can be given short barrel rifle. Sometimes this is worth it, sometimes this is not. This is a front sight post. This aligns with the rear sight in order for you to form sight picture that you look through to acquire your target, which is hopefully the communist or the fascist. This is the muzzle. Lou, let me point at camera to make sure camera is okay. There we go. Out of here comes out the bullet. This is a muzzle brake or a flash hider, whichever you prefer. It hides flash, it reduces felt recoil, keeping the weapon steady while firing is good. is good. There are internal components as well, and in order to reach internal components, you can always take bullet. It's safe, will not explode, will be stupid. And poke out this hole right here. Let me show you. Right here. There it is. And then we'll poke out. You hear the snap. Make sure it does not come off. It doesn't need to come off. And you can now, or not, weapon, why do you do this? Ah, the bolt was not sent forward. Once I send the bolt forward, I can now access bottom half of weapon, where there is trigger group. I will show you. If I put on safe, and then on fire, I can pull trigger. You will see what moves forward is the hammer, which is responsible to make the firing pin go and hit the bullet. Let me reset. Perfect. Now here there is a charging handle, which I will use to pull out the bolt. It's very weird. Okay. I will show you the bolt. For example, here you see the bolt carrier group. Inside bolt carrier group is bolt, firing pin, and extractor, which extracts bullet out of gun. This will go like so in charging handle. It will move back and forth when required. Now is process to put back in. It's quite frustrating, but I will show you because you need to know. I will pull all the way back in, send it forward, you hear it snap, make sure the pin is correctly in, secure the pin, put it on safety, and I will pull trigger as weapons test function. On fire. Good. Weapon functions. Perfect. Now I will put back on safety and put weapon down. That is anatomy of AR rifle. Now for pistol, same applies. Always point away from the people. I will show empty, as you can see. Let me put this towards the light. You should be able to see barrel clear. No magazine. Good to go. So this is pistol. Pistol is grip, magazine well, trigger safety for this particular model, recoil spring guide rod, barrel, and slide. Inside slide there is front sight, rear sight, barrel loaded indicator, extractor, and springs. And in order to disassemble pistol, I will send the slide forward with the slide release, this notch right here. This notch is the magazine release, which releases the magazine. And I send pistol forward. Now in order to take pistol apart, I will verify that pistol is clear. Because in order to take slide off most pistol, you must pull trigger. This is intended. But always best to check safety. No shame in safety. More shame in shooting yourself in balls. I will then pull these notches down. These notches here, which lock the slide in place, and pull the trigger. Out, of course, I will slide back a bit in order to move it. There we go. You see? Then slide will come off. And within slide, there is recoil spring and guide. There is barrel, which is what bullet actually comes out of, and there is slide. Slide also has components, which I would have to take this off to show you. It's not necessary to move too much. It is basic pistol. Inside pistol, there is guide ramps. Let me show you. Where is camera? There is guide ramps on which the slide will go back on. There is also the housing for the firing pin and the trigger assembly. So what I will then do is put the barrel back in first and lock it in tight, nice and smooth. And then I will put in the guide rod assembly. There it goes. And the spring. And then I will put back on the body and pull all the way back until I see slide come past barrel, like so. And then I will let go. See? Something was done incorrect. There we go. Then I will cycle slide several times to make sure nothing is incorrect. Now lastly, now that I know it's unloaded, I will pull trigger to make sure slide does not come off and function has been set to normal. So I will point away from the people. Actually, we know this direction is safe. Slide did not move. Always let slide go forward. Do not ride the slide all the way back because it might not reset fully. Always allow weapon to function as would function while firing. Because if there is problem, you would want to know before there is problem, before it is firing with live ammo. So always perform function test. Here is function test. See, magazine is empty. What I will do is place here and simulate running out of ammo. What should happen is slide should lock to rear, like so. See? Weapon safety features are working. It's perfect. I will pick this up. It's good. Weapon functions. The same should also apply to the rifle. Bolt is forward. Okay. I'll insert the magazine and pull back charging handle, and bolt should lock to rear because magazine is empty. See? Locks to rear. Now when I take out magazine, it's easier to do with this hand, to be honest. Then the bolt should not lock to rear. The magazine right here will serve as an obstruction which will block the bolt from going all the way forward and will let you know, hey stupid, it's time to reload or take out magazine. That is it for simple practical advice. Remember, always be safe, always keep pointed weapon in safe direction, never point at the people or the cats, and only point it at the communist or the fascist. This is Vasily. Any more questions can be directed down there in the comment section, not at my penis. Do not ask my penis questions. Ask Vasily questions. Vasily knows, and Vasily show you.